Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. It's me, Sarehan Yusuf, and I'm going to teach physics for the upcoming session 2020 to 2021. Allah created this universe billions of years ago with a single word be, and at once it came into being. He inducted several laws and principles in it to sustain its function. Now, from the day of their creation, every particle of the universe is following these laws. These laws are known as the laws of nature. Apparently, they are hidden from the eyes of mankind and are mysterious for him. Our solar system, including our Earth, is a small component of this immense universe. This is composed of matter and hence a physical world. Human being is the best creature of Allah in this world and has been endowed with many qualities. One of them is to unfold and discover the laws of nature. So, in physics, what we are doing is that we are disclosing the laws of the nature. We are trying to study that what is happening all around. Now let's come to the definition of the physics. Physics is the study of matter, energy, and the interaction between them. Basically, the word physics comes from a Greek word physikos, which means natural, and it is defined as the science which is dealing with the interaction of matter and energy. So in short, you can say that physics deals with the physical properties and phenomena of something. But as I discussed previously as well, that man is having a nature to be curious about the thing. So in real, physics means asking about the fundamental question and trying to answer them by observing and experimenting. Means whatever the things that are happening around us, we have to see them, we have to observe them, and then we are getting the answer. Now let's move to the branches of physics. Physics is also having some main branches. So in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the main branches only. Now, here we are discussing about the different branches of physics. As I told earlier that we are going to discuss only the main branches. So the four branches that we are discussing today are optics, mechanics, electricity, and heat. If you're talking about optics, so optics is the scientific study of the sight and behavior of the light or the properties of transmission and deflection of other forms of radiation. Means whatever the nature of light is, whatever the behavior of the light is, that behavior is discussed under the domain of optics. If you're talking about mechanics, so mechanics deals with the motion of the object with or without reference of the force. Means that if the reference of the force is given, it is also discussed in it, and if the reference of the force is not given, that is also discussed in mechanics. Now the third um, branch that we are going to discuss today is about the electricity. Electricity, as you all know, that electricity deals with the electric charges. So all the phenomena and the effects that are related to the electric charges are discussed in the branch of physics, that is electricity. Now the fourth branch that we are discussing today is heat. As you all know that heat energy, that is the transfer from one body to another as a result of the difference in temperature. As you all know that heat is the transfer of the temperature from one body to another. So all these things are discussed under the domain of heat. Previously we have discussed few of the branches in detail, but as you all know that we do have other branches as well, like solid state physics, electromagnetism, atomic physics, nuclear physics, plasma physics, biophysics. And you know that from the names, the definition is quite clear that if you're talking about the biophysics, as you all know that bio means life, so it is discussing about the application of the physical method and explanation to biophysical systems and structures. If you are talking about the electromagnetism, so it is dealing with the observation principles and laws and all the methods related to the electricity and magnetism. As you can see that the name is making it clear, electromagnetism. So in addition to these branches, we do have other branches, and here we are discussing only few of them. And if you people want to get the more appropriate and word to word definition, so you people can refer page number 2 of your textbook as well. um, Now let's come to the importance of the physics in our daily life. In our daily life, we are using many things in our routine, but we seldom thinking that how these things are made. We use several electrical appliances in our home. For example, we are using fan, we are using electric bulb, we are using refrigerator, air conditioner, juicer, and grinder. Means a lot of things we are using on daily basis. You know that all these things are using electrical power to operate. We are using cars, we are using buses, we are using railway carriages, aeroplane, etc. for traveling for the longer distances. All these are also run by engines, and you know that engines of those vehicles are manufactured on the principle of thermodynamics. Apart from that, we are listening to the radio programs. We can see that the different events from the another part of the world by just sitting in front of the television. That is, we are enjoying the live telecast of many things on daily basis. You know that in all the electrical devices and appliances, solid state physics plays a vital role. Laser technology is widely used in defense system, metallurgy, medical science. Means we can see that uh, in every walk of life, physics is involved in one way or the other. That is why physics is playing a vital role in framing our lifestyle and influencing our way of thinking. Means we cannot deny to the blessings of the physics. We can find them all around. Let's discuss some more examples of the usage of the physics in our daily life. When we are talking, our vocal cords vibrate, producing the sound. And when we are eating the food, the chemical energy of the food is being converted into mechanical energy, which we use to do different types of work. Other than that, while you people are reading this complete presentation, you can see that the working of your eyes is just like the working of the camera, which again belongs to the physics, as you are going to study further about the contribution of the different scientists, that how they concluded or how they constructed the camera. So the working of the eyes is just similar to the working of the camera. We all are using refrigerator in our homes. What the refrigerator is doing, that it is working on the principle of the thermodynamics. We all have seen pressure cookers as well, washing machine, music system, computers. Means all of them are working on the principle of the physics. We all have observed these things, that speakers' vocal cords, when we speak, audible sound waves are produced that propagate towards the phone's microphone. The microphone will respond to the sound waves and convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Means here again you can see the uses of the physics. All this conversion of the energy is possible because of the physics. The same thing we are following, and the same thing is happening in our phones as well, tablets, phone, whatever the device that you are using for communication. All these devices are using the principles of physics. No doubt, we can not deny the usage of physics in our daily life. The very, I think, blessing for us is the usage of the fan, and you know that how important it is. And the main and the most important form of energy is electrical energy, is only and only due to the physics. We cannot imagine our life without electricity, as you know this thing, that when we are switching on the button, fan start working, and when we switch it off, the fan stops. This switching on, switching off, all these things are possible because of the physics. So we should be thankful to physics because it has a lot of impact in our life, and we are spending a very peaceful and a very happy life because we are having all these facilities due to physics. No doubt that electricity in our house is a gift of physics. Hydroelectric projects are there in which water is used to generate electricity. The mechanical energy of the water is being converted into electrical energy using dynamo. Means all this process is possible because of physics. So we should be thankful, we should be very much thankful to physics. Because of that, we are having all these facilities in our life. It is obvious from the first revelation that the reading in Islam is the most important feature of life. Means when Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, received his first revelation, so it was all about the study. In the Holy Quran, the knowledge of names of the things is related to the very first man, Adam. May Allah place his soul in peace and tranquility. Superiority of Adam to angels is due to the knowledge of the things. Means that Allah has given us the order that we have to read, we have to learn, we have to explore the things, and these things are very much important to spend a very good life. So all the verses, there are many verses that are giving and that are telling you the same thing as science is proving these days. Means Allah has told us in the Quran years before, but all the through the experiment science is also telling about the same things. So it was the impression of the teachings of the Islam that the greater number of Muslim scholars indulge their investigation in natural phenomena and testing all theories practically. In this way, they opened the door to the practical science. Now we state a few renowned scholars of the Muslims world and their prominent work in the field of science. Now let's start with the contribution of Al-Biruni. He gave the theory about the light that light travels faster than the sound. He accurately determined the weight of 18 stones. Other than that, he also explained the problems of the advanced trigonometry that people are going to learn in metric mathematics as well. And he gave the idea about the earth, that earth is not stationary but it's rotating on its axis. A part of that, he wrote different books as well. The names of the books are written over here. Tahqiq al-Hind, it was about the history and social condition of India in the 11th century. He wrote the book Kitab al-Jawahir. It was it is very clear from the name as well that the book was related about the gems and the stones of the different types. He also wrote the book Qanun al-Masudi. So these are the contributions of Al-Biruni that cannot be denied. Now let's discuss about the very famous hero of Pakistan, Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan. He is a national hero and the father of Pakistani's nuclear bomb. Means he is the person who invented the nuclear bomb. He is a famous Pakistani nuclear scientist and metallurgical engineer. He is the founder of the gas centrifuge enrichment technology for Pakistan's nuclear deterrent program. He reorganized the Pakistani's National Space Agency (SUPARCO). He has played an important role in Pakistan's space program, particularly the Pakistan's first polar satellite launch (PSLV) project. He is the founder of several engineering universities of Pakistan. Means the contribution of Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan are uncountable. Now let's start about Yaqub al-Kindi. His most important work was on the reflection of the light, and he discussed the music from the scientific point of view, and he worked on geometrical objects, and he also explained about the laws of that were related to the gravitational force of the bodies. Means all these things were discussed by Yaqub al-Kindi. His contribution are also uncountable. Now we are discussing about Ibn al-Haytham. Ibn al-Haytham was one of the most eminent physicist whose contributions to optics and scientific methods are outstanding, and he wrote Kitab al-Manazir that was translated into Latin language in the Middle Ages, as also his book dealing with the colors of the sunset, and he made a thorough examination of the passage of the light through various media and discovered the laws of refraction as well. The laws of refraction people are going to discuss in the further units. And he also carried out the experiment of the dispersion of the light. As you all know that light is dispersed into several colors. One complete topic related to that, that is one complete chapter, is chapter number 15 in your book that you people are going to discuss further. Now let's end today's discussion, and I'm giving you the home task number 1, that you have to refer your textbook page number 11, and you have to do exercise 1.1 on loose sheets, and you have to maintain a file that you have to submit it when the school will reopen. Along with it, whatever the MCQs and true false fill in the blanks are there in your book, and it will be the regular practice on daily basis that you people are going to solve the MCQs, the blanks and the true false in your book. Once we are completed with the chapter, we are going to solve it in your book, but the question answers you have to write down, and you have to maintain the file, as maintenance of this file is having some sort of marks in your midterm exams as well. So all of you, please stay safe, take very good care of yourself. Thank you so much.